My wearable sculpture is inspired by solar punk, which is a fusion of modern architecture and technology with nature. It was also changed up a bit with some of my other ideas, such as origami and tissue paper.
Went Goodwill shopping yesterday, got a basket, some shoes, and this very long white dress, which is my base. Also went to the dollar store to buy some foam board that I'm gonna cut out, and then I'm gonna paste it with some of this washi tape to make the windows.
After I cut out all the styrofoam pieces, I started taping them to the dress so I could get an idea of how I wanted to place them. And afterwards, I put on the dress and I started hot gluing the pieces on. After I hot glued the pieces, I went to Walmart and purchased some fabric markers to draw a 2D like sliding door to indicate it's more of a building, and especially towards the bottom of the dress. And I drew it 2D like to keep the geometric theme going.
I bought some origami paper, which isn't the best quality, but it works. And then I watch YouTube videos on how to make organisms with wings, and I fold them. And then I will pin them with sewing pins to the dress.
After I established the origami animals I wanted to put, I took a basket from Goodwill and cut out the curved parts to make a veranda-like outside part of the windows. Hot gluing these pieces were really challenging because every time I cut out pieces of the basket, they were very brittle and low quality and they would break into chips. So I had to cut multiple and sometimes glue them together to make like a fake little basket outside the window that could hold plants. And afterwards, I came in and I bought like these fake like plants and cut them out. I also thrifted these and I started pasting into the basket parts and to make it seem like there were plants within the baskets.
To spruce it up a bit more, I also bought a wreath filled with other fake fall plantish things. So I too will also be cutting these out and see how I can add them.
I really like the addition of the red berries and the light green foliage because I think it helped tie the piece together. Because after I pinned the origami pieces with colors such as orange and purple, it made it look very out of place and it didn't really feel like it was living up to the fusion of solar punk. So I think the green helped make the overall piece look more nature-esque.
Make the origami animals I want, I come in inside of them and I sew them. And for example, for this red one, I will place this here and I thread the color matching the thread to the needle, and I come in from behind.
Sewing in the origami pieces was the part that took the longest while making this dress because I included so many more different animals. I also came in with an X-Acto knife and punctured holes at the front and at the end of the bodies so I could thread the needle through properly, and I came in with a fabric marker and marked it underneath it to make sure I was sewing it in the right spot.
Final touches of the dress, I am including tissue paper to make it seem like it's like green leaves sprouting underneath where the door is, and to give it some more dimension. For the first one, I sewed it here, which took a lot of time and it ripped a lot, so I'm deciding to hot glue it to give it that extra puff. When I glue more pieces into mermaid style kind of, I have to then fold the tissue paper a little bit in like these divots that I learned from origami to make it a little bit more poofier.
For extra accessories, I bought a white pair of heels from Goodwill, and the extra pieces of styrofoam I had to make the windows on the dress, I hot glued to the white heels so it would match the theme a bit more. And then afterwards, I came in and made green origami butterflies and hot glued them to the back to give it like an extra touch. And I was also inspired by butterfly heels I would see off of the internet.
Another accessory I was lucky to have was this, which is a hair tie that has golden squares on it, which matches the gold accents on the dress.
This is how the dress looked in overall, and then afterwards this was the back, which I tried including some extra details. This is a close-up of some of the origami pieces like this pigeon and then this hummingbird that I sewed in, and here's a better picture of me wearing the dress.